All right, in we go, one and all, to game number 2 in this series between CSO and Lucifron. It is, of course, Master Seals qualifying number 2. Reminder that this is to qualify for a LAN in Copenhagen later this year. And CSO is already in the lead, and we've got a Middle Eastern showdown with them both in the middle of this map. That's right, we've got Abbasid for CSO going up against Lucifron on the Ayubids. All right, an interesting matchup. One we very rarely get to see these days, actually. This is a bit of a blood moon type situation. Curious to see how this one's going to cook up. I think this is interesting to me because there's a very weird dynamic on Kawasan with these civs. Which, let me just type that civ in. So let me type the map on so you can see it coming. The thing with Kawasan is, like, military wing is pretty powerful for Abbasid to deny the docks. Whereas Ayyubid is all about beating civs that rush fishing themselves. Because remember with Ayyubid, you can do things like advancement wing or this industry wing, either giving you a great surge point to get your boats out. So a very different approach. Yeah, I think CSO, his goal to try and win this is he wants to try and deny his opponent from being on the pond via denying the docks, while Lucifron was looking for a skirmish on water. Very different approach. CSO is going to be out for his own dock drop as well, actually. Okay, so good news for Lucy. It gives him something to target clearly here. Because if this had just been a ram spam, you feel really bad. Like, archer ships and springles aren't going to do anything. We're on the 4x speed just to catch up a little bit. And CSO has already gone double pond. That's something both players can do and are going to do. Because remember, with these two civs, both of them only pay 75 wood. Meanwhile, military wing... Yo, what?! Not 1, but 2 kills on the gold is huge this early on. CSO, I was not expecting that. I mean, this military wing play, usually quite predictable on what your opponent's going to do. You know the timings, but Lucifron was not prepared. Felt like an Illidan victim. Okay, so remarkable position now CSO finds himself in. Fishing is going to be on the beach on both sides. We have got a slight lead for Lucifron. But we see what this was now. For 75 wood, it was a dock bait. It forced an archer and a bagler investment. Looks like CSO did have a little bit of a skirmish with him there. But now you can just pivot. That's become a warn over this pond. Demo ship coming in. Looks like the bagler will just about get away. Second dock is going to be coming up. The scout is going to get denied. Archer ship gets taken down, but a little bit interesting there that Lucifron got away with that. Going to slow down to the 1x speed. What surprised me is the fact that Lucifron, the villager, I'm pretty sure CSO could have dove for that kill. Maybe he just believed that his infantry would be a better follow-up. Speaking of infantry, Lucifron has been forced to react with the archery range now. That's pretty lean as well. Did you notice what he done there, guys? Instead of building 3 archers, he stopped at 2. The reason he stopped at 2 here is because he already done enough damage to one of these archers, so he has the lead. The ram now. So we'll better secure this. The other problem is Lucifron has another issue with these rams coming in. Like, how does he address the threat to his docks in general? Archers is not the solution. So ideally, Lucifron's probably going to get forced to go into horsemen at this rate as a counter solution. Or, hear me out, what if we just killed him as he builds the ram? So he commits. That's smart as well. Yeah, like, it's interesting. Lucifron would have actually killed the archer straight away, and that might have slowed it down just about enough. Instead, with 2 units left alive, he gets the ram complete. And now it is going to take 370 archer shots to kill this thing. So, it's like, it's going to take a little bit of time. Docks aren't that important now for Lucy with the ponds being set up here, though. So we're going to hit the 2x speed. Just catch up some more. As I don't think Lucifron really wants to compete right now. No, maybe he's just trying to play full macro, which would make sense for Ayubids normally. They tend to be a little bit quicker, a little bit more savvy on their tech timings compared to Abbasids. The ram, love the efficiency. CSO doesn't even hang around until it's finished. He moves to the next one now that's burning. We'll go for the... What? All right, CSO's been scrimming way too much with Louis. What the hell are these wolves? Looks like the Horseman reveal is going to be powerful for CSO. Forces a switch now into Desert Raiders, but remember, Horsemen actually can contest Desert Raiders. It's not just a big thumbs up here, because although these units have bonus damage against cavalry, they also take bonus damage. We'll stick on the 2x speed, just because we have got a little bit of catching up to do. And we'll slow down for the pivotal fights. Desert Raider defense should be good enough, especially with the villager pool. Yeah, because if you run villagers in with the Desert Raiders, you can muddy it so that the horsemen attack villagers instead. CSO, he doesn't even want this fight, really. You can see what's actually happening behind this. Culture Wing is on the way ahead of the Ayyubid timing. Which is pretty impressive when you consider that Lucifron was ahead on the fishing timing. CSO has since caught up. It's now 13 fishing boats to 15, so Lucifron's still slightly ahead. The tech difference is kind of mind-boggling. Looks like he's going to be able to give chase. So back to the 2x speed. Oh my god, look at the speed of these Desert Raiders. It's uber camel handling. And that's intriguing. I guess Lucifron is feeling that he's behind. Like, why else would CSO retreat if he's not investing in the H? So he goes advancement wing so he doesn't fall behind. Feels painful to have to do this, of course. You would prefer to actually have some clear scaling edge, such as Growth Wing would have been pretty sick here. Maybe even the Desert Raiders. Just has to bite the bullet. Desert Raiders will be able to just be a little bit of a frustration, but now with CSO being in the castle, Golden Solutions be in the way. This is where the game can get quite scary for Ayu. He's still leaning Desert Raiders, which doesn't feel great because you know your opponent could lean Composite Bow Archers. And those are the best archers in this matchup. So Camel Lancers immediately to follow up. CSO could actually consider just doing Camel Rider Archers. Normally a bit too expensive, a bit too dear on the economy for land maps. But with all the fish, it becomes quite viable. And he agrees. Look at that. Camel Rider's already getting queued up. We've got the Bard Shields as well. That's going to give him the +3 armor. So Rider Shields is going to guarantee he wins the Lancer exchange. Funnily enough, guys, a Camel Rider will already beat a Camel Lancer. Just with this armor, it's not even close. Lancers are at least going to get a bit of space, a bit of breathing room. So I guess Lucifron could look for relics, and that seems to be the case. He's got Dervishes coming out now. Yeah. CSO, I love this guy. CSO has just been so switched on recently. He doesn't miss a move at all. He's mirroring the relic play. Good news for Lucy, he did at least get information about the Camel Rider switch by pushing into the enemy base. The current question I have is, like, what's your trajectory here? Because it feels like Lucifron is expecting Desert Raiders to beat Camel Riders. Which I'm pretty sure mathematically doesn't work. No, because although your DPS is similar, your health is far apart. Camel Riders have 270 and Desert Raiders only have 145. And also with the Camel Armor, you're only sitting with 3 extra melee armor on these Desert Raiders. But you can at least hybridize the raid. Let's dive into the base. Camel Lancers get a good fight into the archers. They can hide inside the ram. Well, that's one way to keep your squishy boys alive. That allows time for the reinforcements to arrive. Veteran Horsemen up against Desert Raiders is going to be a good exchange. The Camel Riders, in the meantime, are going to dispatch the Camel Lancers. Great positioning of CSO from this fight. Able to guarantee he gets the counter unit up against the relative unit he needs to. Just cuts the army into 2 in such an elegant fashion, and Lucifron now forced to retreat. Damn, that was actually sick. The micro was so on point there from CSO. And now it's a full switch into just Camel Riders and Crossbows. Gives him the whole answer he needs. Funnily enough, like, these 2 units together should both be capable of beating both the unit types that Lucifron's building. Camel Riders take so long to make and don't do as much damage as you expect. Agreed. Where it can get interesting is later on when you're able to scale into things like Golden Age 5, but that's a million miles down the line, right? You need 75 structure to get that attack speed buffer. But for those wondering, Desert Raiders, they take 30 seconds to produce. Meanwhile, Camel Rider is only 35, but I'd say much better. And in terms of cost, Desert Raiders 180, Camel Rider is going to be a little bit more pricey at 220, but it's totally worth that extra 40 resources. Even more so with the text to scale around it. We mentioned the melee armor already. The other thing that CSO could get would be the handling, which gives movement speed. The reason he hasn't gone for camel handling yet is because he's gone crossbows. So if CSO was focused on raiding, the camel handling makes sense, but for now, he's guarding his base. Speaking of that base, nice sneak in the back. Lucifron able to kill a worker and deny the wall. And Lucifron is actually going to be the one going archers. Yeah, it's quite funny the way this is playing, because if you ask me which player was going to build crossbows and which was going to build archers, I feel like it would be the other way around. Because if both of these sides build archers, Ayyubids are just substantially worse. The Mamluk's Bravery does not compete with boot camp plus the attack speed buff for Abbasids. You're just double behind. So I'm going to go to the 2x speed here. I think we're going to get hunkered down. We already see CSO with the second TC, and Lucifron stockpiling stone as well. So I think we are going to get a boom. What I love about these two is that they're still probing each other even when they're thinking about booming. And that wholly fits them as players. They are like a mirror being held up. I've called CSO the Chinese Lucifron for a reason. They love raiding where possible. Lucy, I thought it was going to be a TC drop. It's not. It's a castle drop. He's securing the berries. Interesting play. Can be quite a powerful one for these berry-oriented civs. And this matchup just feels like a double downer for CSO, right? Because, like, he wants those berries if he can get them. In fact, he's already been trying to gather them on the north side here. Final relic split, by the way, does favor Lucifron 3-2. And we'll still keep leveraging the 2x speed between fights, as I think we are 2 or 3 minutes out from live. And there's the keep drop. Big if he can get it. They're being a bit ambitious on the timing, though. You have got the Mamluk's Bravery. These archers are going to have a little bit more pump behind them. CSO actually showing a lot of respect. He falls back. Swarm raids are hitting on the side. That's distracting. But Lucifron is getting that critical space necessary. CSO does not know what's going to be up on that hill next time he approaches. Man, it's interesting because we've got variant civs, and we often talk about how sometimes they can feel that the closest thing to a mirror these days. Look at the map. It's almost a perfect mirror divide in so many ways between these two. Bloody impressive one. So back to the 2x. We are going to get CSO now starting to litter in the farms. Now remember, he didn't go eco wings, so these are expensive. But the game has slowed down substantially. Lucifron is still going heavy into the Lancers. The castle has still not been revealed. I think CSO was trying to get in just to confirm it. Able to do so. Getting the walls up just to make sure his opponent can't rotate. The problem is a wooden wall is not going to do much against 25 Lancers. Lucy now with the double mango. Quite a good leverage here against mass crossbows. TC on the front line is not going to last long against this burn. And look at what Lucy's doing. He's not using that mango to seize the building. He wants those crossbow kills. CSO doesn't quite react in time, so loses one. Gets injured on some others. The reload's coming through, though. Choke point fights are good for the siege. The Camel Lancers have to protect. Horsemen or Camel Riders both easily capable of taking out those siege weapons. But for now, the siege is insulated. The crossbows in trouble and trading out against archers. And look at that back line. Just able to hold on. He's actually sacrificing the archers to keep that siege alive. You are pushing into CSO's production is the one big issue here, though. And it feels inevitable that over time, you're going to fizzle out on this push. Did he get a good enough trade, though? The mango's finally going down. He cut that crossbow count in half. Behind this, Lucifron is the one with berry control. But he's still now playing 1 TC versus 2. He was not able to take out CSO's scale point. And there's the confirmation. CSO now knows what's up in his face. There is a risk to him. Like, Lucifron is going to be a lot more lean economically for the next 3 or 4 minutes. After that, however, when you've started to bloat the farm count, is where CSO gets quite scary here. He's already up to 16 farms in a game where he's got 16 fishing boats. Food-wise, he's not running out. Remember, these are deep waters. There's 4 of them that will refresh on the fish. I love that from Lucy. Not happy to just let it lie. He's going to start poking. Do need to be a little bit respectful of the archer ships, because archer ships can actually outrange these archers. We'll go for the torch in. Lucy. This is sick. Back to the 2x speed. He's going for a dog drop. So he's going to actually join him on the pond. Okay, this is actually elegantly executed by Lucy. We're in a very even game. The fact that he's able to get back on like this would be crazy. He already got one of the docks down. He's got demo ships coming out, but it is going to be triple down. So shouldn't be capable of getting snipes. What? CSO, he griefed him there. He put the ship in a position that rallied the pathing away from the kill. Another demo coming out. Not even going to get close. It will eventually kill these archer ships. Might not be a dock left by the time it does, though. I guess Lucifron's using this as a distraction, saying, okay, now that you're baited into this and potentially building more on the water, I'm going to now focus on my real objective, which is land. Eco win coming. I can't believe the CSO is going Imperial while this is happening. I mean, it's working, right? Like, these demo ship pumps are really expensive for what he's got out of it. It's taking ages. Well, CSO hasn't really built more boats there. And the castle drop in position. I think this is going to fizzle out. Lucy realizes what he's up against. Manganiques aren't going to be capable of carrying you through this push. And even more so when you consider the fire damage up against the fire armor. Trebs. Funnily enough, they were built to deal with the keeps, but they will have to make do as a shout back to the past times of Springles as anti-siege. Just nowhere near as effective. Soon, brother, soon. Okay, so I guess CSO just lets the TC go down. He's up to 106 economy. He could also easily build another TC of Eco Wing after this. It's just not worth the hassle. For him, the priority is going to be Imperial into Tex. And with a castle here, he knows that Lucifron can't rush him. The other scary thing now is with Imperial Age, folks. He'll be looking at Zebex. CSO does know about the dock drops. Wait, but does he? He didn't even try to contest him. So double dock drop comes in from Lucy. It looks like he should have seen that. Maybe a little bit distracted. We do have Bagler action again. Now, you're probably not thinking of rushing a Zebek here just because of the demo ship potential. But once you have enough archer ships lined, it can be a viable option. I think his bigger concern is land. Great scudding there with this mangoes. Just able to find the cluster of farms. Keep dive is difficult here. Lucifron is committing to it. Yeah, he knows if he doesn't, the elite techs come through and he does nothing. Remember, Lucifron's army is mass archers. These upgrades plus the undermesh just undoes all the work he's been grinding towards. And now it's going to be the counteroffensive. Nice jump in. The elite tech just 5 seconds out. And the golden upgrades are there. Crossbow counter 14. Decent, but not going to be good enough against this many units. So, heavy hemorrhaging in the retreat. Lucifron was trying to buy the time to go towards Imperial. The stockpiling wasn't looking good. Desert Raider seems like it's the most viable. That means 2 minutes where you're going to be weak. And CSO could not be looking much stronger. Remember, this guy has a reputation for spamming knights. He done a little bit of it in the Castle Age, but had to wait until the Imperial to unleash the beast that he is. It's mass heavy cav. Chase just continues. Crossbow slowing down the retreat. Only 5 of them left in the formation. So an easy swipe and a wipe there. And look at what happened. Lucifron got forced off of his timing. Couldn't go through Imperial. Had to bulk back into infantry. In a game where it feels like militarily he's too far behind. Especially now that Zebex are on the way. It's going to take a while. So maybe Lucifron can do something about this fishing economy before that. Lances and crossbows pushing him all the way to the edge here. It started to scarily look like a potential 3-0. Lucifron, what's the play now? He has got a decent amount of golden reserve. You definitely don't want to do Bazaar with the prices. It would just feel bizarre. Advisor's Wing would be kind of interesting just coming over the top to beat military boot camp for Abbasids. Meantime, though, it looks like that castle's going to be beat into ruins. Already on fire. Villagers can no longer easily repair because there are crossbows here as well. And the final trap shot should be coming through. And what is up, Wicked Skies? I see you this up. Thank you very much. And good evening, good night to the castle. Luciferon has to bail in the area, and that means he's out of food. Farm count is not impressive. This is his first cluster. He's got the fishing, but that's got a limitation. You see too many fishing boats from both players has crippled their ability to reliably get huge influxes of food here constantly. Meanwhile, on the other side, we know that CSO answered the problem. He's up to 32 farms already. He also has Eco Wing, which equals agriculture for extra food techs. And that means CSO is going to be rolling in the food, while Luciferon is in the middle of a famine. And no way out. It looks like at this rate, he's going to be fully starved out this series. It's a second point on the board for the Chinese Wonder Kid.